Well, it is the 11th of April today, and some of you might be wondering how my peas were doing, and the beans for that matter. And I thought I'd give you an update on those. They're both doing quite well. Let me show you. Well, so as you can see, these peas are doing quite well. And you can see they're climbing up the trellis here, and I'd swear almost on a daily basis I can see growth. You can see they're halfway or more than halfway up the thermometer and all the way down the line here. See, they're doing quite well. And one thing that I noticed that it might be interesting for you is the size of the leaves. Now, let's just take this one here. You see this leaf here? See it? Look at my finger there compared to the size. Now, I planted some more over here. These are from the same batch of sprouts, so these are the same age, but I put them over here in the dirt. Now, this dirt is good quality, and you can see the leaves here are not anywhere near the size of what I've got over there. I'm not sure why that is, but if you go back here where maybe it's getting better water or something, these leaves are a little bit bigger, but they're still not anywhere near the size of the leaves that we're getting over here in this Growpipe. And let's go over here. Now there's another place that I threw a bunch of seeds that were left over from the same batch of sprouts, and they're right here. Now this is a floating raft system, and one thing that you notice here is these leaves are not quite as big, but they're close. They're a pretty good size, and they're growing quite well. And I put some strings here so that they can climb. But most of these have very good sized leaves. So what it tells you is this environment, water, the peas like this. They're doing quite well, and thought that might interest some of you. Now here's the back side. You can see again the leaves are quite large. Put my finger in there so you can see a comparison. And anyway, so these are doing very, very, very well. Well, if you've been following along on the peas here and the greenhouse stuff that I've been doing, you'll know that the peas are growing very, very well. But a problem came up with them that I hadn't anticipated. Now, it's a rather obvious problem. I should have. But what if the roots grow so well on the peas that they start plugging up this pipe? And that actually did happen to me a couple of times. Several times I came out here in the last week or two, and water was running out of the pipe here. I don't know if you can see it, but basically dribbling out of this pipe, because as the water comes in at one end, the roots started clogging the pipe up so that the flow couldn't go all the way to the other end. And so the roots were basically plugging up the pipe. So I did fix that. I'm going to show you how I did it. It was quite unexpected, and it works pretty good. Let me show you this. Now, I'm going to have to do this again today. And but look at what I want you to see these roots on the ground, those root clumps. There's one there and one there, and there's another one here. Now what those are is roots that I have clipped off of these pea plants. So what I did was I lifted this up. As you can see, there's roots there, and basically if there's too many roots, I clipped a whole bunch off, and this is one of them that I did that to. Now the immediate worry I had was, well, is that going to make the plants suffer? Are they going to have a problem with that? And so I did it on several plants. I don't remember which ones they were, but I did it on a few of these. And the next day I came back in, there didn't seem to be any effect at all. So I guess the bottom line is you can give the plants a haircut if you want. Call it that, and they do quite well. As a matter of fact, I've got to do it again before they overflow. And let me show you one here. See, you can see right here, I don't know if you can see this, but you see the water level there? See the water level right there is just about to the top lip here. and any more and it's going to overflow. And so what that means is downstream here, yeah, you can see this one here. See, there's where you can see the water level quite well. Downstream here, you see this, it doesn't have far to go before it'll overflow. And if you get any more water plugs on this side here, it will overflow. Now take a look at this one. I want to show you this. You can't even get this out of here, but that one's the next one for a haircut. Let me put the camera back here so you can see what I'm going to do. So what I basically did is I lifted this out, one of these out. Now you can see I can barely do it. This is just amazing how much the roots are, but how they grow. But let's see if I can even get this out of here. Okay, now there's roots being torn out over there. Roots, well. Anyway, what I'm just going to do is cut some off the bottom here and put that back. Now, there's roots on this one here. Let's see if we can turn this camera. Now there's roots on this one that we're pulling it, so let's pull them out of this. And you can see there they come up off of one side. See that? Like that. So what we'll do is cut that. We'll try to get the ones on the other side. Now they're connected together over here. They seem to intertwine, so I'm going to cut off a bunch here. And then we'll put this back in. And we'll get the next one over here. Yeah, it's loose now. There we go. Now what I'll do is let's get this out of here. Okay. Cut that off. And then we'll cut some off of this side and put it back in. Now that should help the flow rate quite a bit. You don't need to see this one on camera. Get this out of here. And get that one. I'm hoping, I guess I have found that as long as there are roots sticking in that water, the plant doesn't seem to get bothered by it too much. I know that sounds a little incredible, but I didn't see any detrimental effects on any of these when I did it before. And as you can see now, the water is flowing good down there, and the water level here isn't too high. I'm going to have to probably do some more hair cutting on some of these because they're just plugging this pipe up with the roots. So I guess the lesson here is either be prepared to cut the roots out of these, or you need something where the roots can spread out and they're not going to clog the whole pipe up. So there's probably several ways of doing that, but this limited volume pipe has limitations, so keep that in mind if you're going to do something like this. Okay, now as far as the peas go, I have been looking and waiting for something, and I think I see it now. Look at that. I think that's a pea pod starting, and look at that. I think those are pea pods starting. Those are the first ones. Now look here, maybe those too. So these may be gonna start giving me some peas. Let's look over here and see what we got. Oh, look, I'll bet you that's pea pods going in there too. Right there, yep. So, how many days has that been since we planted them? I'm not sure, but I'll put a little note on the end here. But here's how it is. See, today's the 2nd of May. Look how they're growing. They have really taken off. They really like this aquaponics environment, apparently. So, hope I get a lot of peas out of these. What do you think, Cat? Peas? Oh, you don't care, huh? You gotta go in there and check on baby kitties, huh? Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, you're not much of a gardener. Okay.